The main man, Floyd Mayweather's here. He's joined us.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? How do you like England, man?
I love England. Always loved England. At one particular time, I wanted to fight in England. It never happened, but you know, a lot of people are asking me about number 50. So we just don't know at this particular time. But you know, we really don't know what the future holds. In due time, we'll see.
You've took us there straight away, number 50.
Yeah, number 50.
Would it be against a boxer, or would it be against someone who maybe isn't known as a boxer?
It's going to be known against, it will be against a fighter, you know, and that's what's important, giving the fans excitement. If I was to go out there and compete again for number 50, it's against a fighter. No matter if it's a fighter, no matter if it's a boxing fighter or an MMA fighter. A fighter is a fighter when it's all said and done.
Will you be satisfied, talking about number 50, will you be satisfied with what you're alongside someone? You're someone who wants to elevate and separate yourself as the man.
Well,
Is that in you still waiting?
Well, I think I'm separated now. You know, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, you know, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. Had tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather that can break my records.
So is Gervonta Davis that guy?
I truly believe at this particular time, he's one of the guys that can go out there and become a pay-per-view star. I think to become a superstar in this era is a lot easier than the road I had to take over 20 years ago.
You had the hard road. It's
Yes.
the social media now. The access
Yes,
that people have to your videos and what you're doing. You can promote yourself how you want now.
Yes. So, you know, in today's time, you have celebrities and stars that I may never even heard of, but they're rich off of social media. So times have changed, and you have to be able to change with the times.
So what can we UK fans expect from Gervonta Davis?
Oh, Gervonta Davis.
And is Liam Walsh a threat to him?
Any fighter's a threat. We don't overlook anyone. But at 130, the two biggest hitters, the two heaviest hitters at 130 is under the Mayweather Promotions banner. And one of those guys is Gervonta Tank Davis. We know he has dynamite in both hands, the left hook, the right hand. I mean, and he don't shy away from no competition. As soon as I said, you have a mandatory, we may have to go to UK. You know, he doesn't really say much. He's very, very quiet. I said, do you want to fight? He said, wherever. So same way, same attitude that I had, but when you look at him, when he walks in the room, with me being the person that I am, with me getting to that certain status, with me getting to the pinnacle, when I look at him, when I first seen him, before I even seen him box, he walked in the room, I said, that kid got star written all over him. You can see it. Every fighter may not have it. I mean, every fighter don't have it. Some fighters, you see, they can fight, but they don't have that star attraction. One thing about him, he has star written all over him.
When did you feel like a star? Going back to yourself, when did you have that moment?
Me? Oh, man.
Like I played football, so I had a moment in my life where I thought, you know what, I know I'm top player, but when was the moment you felt that?
The moment that I felt it, from day one.
The moment you stepped in the ring?
No, when I was a kid. I always thought I was a superstar. You know, I was always famous in elementary school, always famous in junior high school, famous in high school, but eventually I had to leave high school to provide for the family, to make sure the family was okay. You know, my mother went through a lot. My dad done time in prison, mother on drugs, just ups and downs, a lot of different obstacles. You know, my best friend, one of my best friend at that particular time, he got killed. Then another best friend of mine, you know, a couple years back before the Pacquiao fight, probably a year, I don't know the exact date, but committed suicide on FaceTime with me and, you know, killed his wife, his better half, which I was totally against. And, but I've been through a lot of obstacles, and I think that when you go through certain things, they make you stronger for certain reasons. So, you know, with going out there in the Pacquiao fight, I thought about my best friend. He always said, you know, the Pacquiao fight is going to be extremely easy for you, extremely easy. And he wasn't even really a boxing fan. He was a music genius. You know, he wrote a lot of music for a lot of different artists. He can rap, he can write R&B, he can write pop music. So he was a music genius. You know, and he was my friend, and I loved him dearly. But what he did, I was totally against. Even if he wanted to take his own life, then I mean that's your prerogative. But to take a young lady's life that's talented also like yourself, I was totally against it.
So was boxing escapism for you, or was it because it was in the family? What was it for you?
Boxing is just, it was something that came. It is something that I was around my whole life. From day one, my dad took me to the gym. Actually, when I first came home from the hospital, when I was a little kid, we lived less than a block from the boxing gym. So boxing is, I mean, to me it's ABC 1, 2, 3. So easy. I mean, you know, when I face these guys, they're all the same. All I have to do is, once I make one move or get you in a certain position, you're a beat fighter. Instantly, you're a beat fighter.
That's just confidence of a different level. We don't trash talk like that. We don't trash talk no one. When you came over here, everyone was like, who's this guy? Well, we know who he is, but he's trash talking our guy, Ricky Hatton. And you came over here and produced. And like, now we got people over here really embracing the trash talk. And I think you brought that back from Ali time. Did you use that to psych out your opponents, or was it to build yourself up? No,
it's just something that we do. You know, that's something that's heavy within the black community, which is something that's heavy in the urban community. Because certain places they call it the black community, and certain places they call it the urban community. You know, they call it the urban community because they don't really want to say black, because you know, because of
the way we are in our society.
Because of racism. You know, we being honest, we can speak. I'm far from racist. I have a very, very diverse team. You know, I have an open mind. And as far as within the like I was saying, within the inner city, we always, when we competing against one another, we're always trash talking. No matter what, we always trash talking. It's something that comes natural. But I feel like when you speak and you don't go out there and back it up, then that's being cocky. It's not being cocky and arrogant if you can go out there and back it up. It's just speaking the truth.
You spoke about Pacquiao earlier in the interview.
Yes.
You fought him. I was actually tweeting in that year. I got a tweet on my phone I brought up from earlier saying that, yeah, I reckon you'll take him out in the 9th round. But more importantly for me as a sportsman, how do you deal with that pressure? All eyes in the world are watching.
Yes.
The pressure that you've got to beat him and maintain your unbeaten record. How do you go into a fight calm?
To be in the biggest fight in boxing history, my mentality going into the fight was just take advantage of the moment. Take advantage of this situation. Because when the history books is written, you don't want to say you made any mistakes. So I went out there, I was just smart and sharp. And it doesn't matter if no one was pleased. But that particular night, the most important thing was having my hand raised and being smart. And because, you know, I gave everybody a lot of blockbuster fights.
Knockouts.
And, you know, every fight is not going to be the same. But for me, I'm going to always go out there and give 100%, because it's about giving 100%. And 100% doesn't mean that you're going to always go out there and knock the guy out. My 100% is this: always giving the people the best, no matter what the situation is. If you're in a boxing gym, give them the best. If nobody's around, God is watching, still give them the best. It's always about giving the best. And that's what I want to do. I want to continue to give everyone around the world and myself the best performance that I can possibly give you. I wanted to be at the top of the throne. I wanted to be at the pinnacle. I didn't care who I had to fight to get to the top. Marquez is good, Pacquiao is good, Canelo is good, but Floyd Mayweather is great.
There's been one man talking quite a lot from the UFC, Conor McGregor.
We waiting on you, Conor. What's going on? We waiting to fight. You talking about you want to fight? Let's see if you're really real. Let's make the fight happen.
So what drove you on? Was it what? I'll give you three things. I'll try and give you three things. Was it money?
Absolutely. That's first.
Was it competition? Or was it a legacy?
I mean, the money came eventually.
Them three things, the legacy, money, or competition. What was it?
Probably all three. I mean, I wanted to compete against the best. And what I don't like now with the fighters, I talked about this yesterday when I was doing my Q&A, how fighters say, oh, I don't want to fight this guy, he's my friend. I had no friends in boxing. I had no friends in boxing. I wanted to be at the top of the throne. I wanted to be at the pinnacle. So I didn't care who I had to fight to get to the top.
That's good. I agree. As a sportsman, you can't have friends. I don't think if you're going to be competitive, you can't have friends.
I mean, even though when we're in a boxing gym, we may shake hands, I may spar with a guy, but still, you know, I want to be the best. And I always thought I was the best. Before I turned professional, I thought I was the best, and I can't believe it. And I knew that eventually that my hard work and dedication would pay off, and I will be at the pinnacle. And no one would stop me from getting to where I was trying to get to. No one could stop me.
So I'm sitting here now talking to possibly one of the greatest, if not the greatest sportsman of our generation.
Well, we got to tell him that he's talking to the one that's broken our records.
Yeah,
and,
there's no one who can look up to you.
Yet and still, nobody has broken my record, so, you know.
I don't think that's going to be broken.
But when we talk about the greatest, when you talk about fighters like, you know, fighters or different fighters, I'm saying, when you say a fighter is great or a fighter is good, a fighter could be good in a night, a fighter could be great in a night. A fighter can have 4 great fights and say, you know, I was great. But when you talk about TBE, we talking about the best ever, forever. When we long gone, when they see these interviews and they see this great smile, they're gonna know they talking about TBE.
I agree. But I'm sitting here with you, and obviously all the hype we've heard for the last few months, there's been one man talking quite a lot.
Yes.
From the UFC, Conor McGregor. Mm-hmm. Can we sit here and say that you want to make that fight happen?
What I'm doing is trying to see if he's really real. I'm at home enjoying life. I'm retired. I'm enjoying the retired life. He's keep barking. He keep barking, keep barking, keep barking.
Floyd Mayweather, I'm gonna see you soon. I might have to jump up and drag Floyd Mayweather out bed and see what he's at again.
I'm open to discussion. Come at me.
So I'm gonna pull your card and see if you're really real. You keep barking, I'm gonna see if you're gonna bite. So let's make it happen. The thing is this, Conor McGregor is not a boss. Because if Conor McGregor was his own boss, the fight would be made by now.
What's holding him back?
I don't know. We waiting on you, Conor. What's going on? We waiting to fight. You talking about you want to fight? Let's see if you're really real. Let's make the fight happen. With me, when I fought Oscar De La Hoya, when I was the B side and he was the A side, I didn't complain at all. I didn't complain. The money they offered me, I said, I know where I'm trying to go to. I know where I'm trying to get to. Give me the money and let's make it happen. And that's what I did. When I had to be, of course, before you can become the A side, you must be the B side first. Even when you face certain competitors after you done already fought and was the A side. But financially wise and a certain status, I had to be the B side for that fight. But then, after that fight,
Flip the script.
After that fight, I earned the spot. So if Conor McGregor wants the A spot, don't cry and complain about the money. Be the B fighter. Go out there and do what you have to do. Then become the A fighter. And if you possibly can get a victory, then you become and then we do a rematch. You could be the A side.
But the only question I've got for anyone who's going to fight you, like how I've watched you for so many years, how do you actually beat a fighter that doesn't get hit? Like,
but one thing we can say about the shoulder roll. One thing we can say about one thing we can say about Conor McGregor, and I'm not going to take it away from him. With the guys that he has faced, standing up, he went out there and kicked ass. I take my hat off to him. I take the money team hat off to him. He's went out there and he's kicked ass. But when he was down on the ground, and it was when he got to the ground against certain competition, he came up short a couple times. He's the second biggest name in the UFC, because I'm the first biggest name in the UFC, because they're always using my name. So I'm the biggest name in the UFC. He's the second biggest name in the UFC.
I'm already the face of the UFC. I'm already the face of boxing. I'm already the face of the WWE. And I'm already the face of Hollywood.
And of course, in boxing, I'm still the biggest name in boxing. But I must say this, the most exciting fighter that's acting and fighting in boxing right now is Gervonta Tank Davis.
The pocket rocket, man, he's a rocket.
Oh, he's a hell of a fighter. And you must know, you can't, when Gervonta Tank Davis go out there and fight, he reminds me of Pretty Boy Floyd. Because Pretty Boy Floyd, you couldn't go get no popcorn. You couldn't go get no soda. You couldn't go get no candy. You don't want to miss nothing.
So what's the difference between Pretty Boy Floyd and the Money Man?
Oh, hundreds of millions. Hundreds of millions. Hundreds of millions. But, you know, Pretty Boy Floyd was a lot more explosive, a lot faster, a lot sharper, better movement, but it's about growth. Experience. So the Money Mayweather mentally,
did you change?
Mentally is totally different.
Did you change your style at a point to enable you to have more longevity, to earn more money,
no,
to get more titles?
Actually, if I was still fighting like Pretty Boy Floyd, I'd make it do, man. Not 100 million a fight, but 200 million a fight. My body broke down eventually on me. Yeah, you know, my last hurrah was the Arturo Gatti fight. And then, you know what's so crazy? I think that I'm gonna have to talk to my team about this. I'm kind of upset. In the Arturo Gatti fight, I was the B-side.
Oh,
they're gonna try to say thunder and lightning. So let me tell Conor McGregor something. You know, with the Arturo Gatti and Floyd Mayweather fight, it was titled Thunder and Lightning. And I'm more like, what? I mean, I'm the B-side. So I had to go out there and kick ass.
You changed his face.
And may Arturo Gatti, you know, rest in peace, Genaro Hernandez, rest in peace, Diego Corrales, rest in peace. These are some of the fighters that I fought that's no longer with us, but, you know, I want to say, you know, to their families, I love you all, and thanks for supporting those fighters, for standing behind those fighters.
Who is your biggest influence as a fighter?
I mean, as far as, you talking about in the fight game?
Yeah.
Every fighter played you know, a major key. You know, when I first, let me see, there's so many fighters. Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Larry Holmes, Michael Dokes, Aaron Pryor, Ali. There's so many different legendary champions that I watched every day on VHS tapes at that particular time, before DVDs, before downloading, before Apple TV. Let me kind of explain. It was VHS, and it was
Betamax.
That was before.
Yeah.
That was before VHS.
Yeah.
So you know, I know a little bit. Yeah, I'm an old head. I'm 40 years old, but I get the job done. Next question.
Greatest moment in boxing?
Greatest moment in boxing? The first day I turned pro.
Toughest opponent?
Different days you feel different ways. Some days I may say, I can't really say who was the toughest. It probably could have been a guy in sparring. So it may not have been an opponent that I've faced under the lights. But every guy that's at the top in boxing is extremely good. Marquez is good. Pacquiao is good. Canelo is good. Cotto is good. Zab Judah is good. When you look at all these fighters are good. But Floyd Mayweather is great.
Oh, this is a good question for you. Manchester United, which is my team, Red, or Manchester City?
Who got the better record? Who got the more championship?
Manchester United.
Well, that's what we rocking with, baby.
Listen, really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
Appreciate
All
it.
right?
Thank
Take
you.
care.
I want to say thank you to all the fans in England, all the fans in the UK, all the fans in Europe, and I want to thank all the fans around the world for the support. And every country I go to, I have yet to go to a football game. I'm waiting to go to a football game. Eventually, I want to go to one of the biggest football games.
I'm going to bring you to Man United, man.
They said that I had a jersey on one time. They was upset with me. Somebody was upset with me. I don't know what I was wearing.
I'll take you to
It was
Man
for
United.
it was around the fight with Ricky Hatton. But I really want to say I want to say thank you to all the fans. I want to thank everybody in the UK. I mean, the fans have been loyal. Thank you for being loyal. And you already know, I represent 3 letters, and that's TMT.